Okay, I'm presenting. Hey there. Dr. Hartwig with Atlas Health and Wellness. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and the owner of Atlas Health and Wellness. If you got questions for us, reach out to us at info@atlashealthandwellness.com. If you want to schedule your free wellness evaluation, which is head to toe, give us a call at 954-932-8527. We'd love to have you. So, last video I posted, I believe, was on forward head posture, and we are going to move to the lumbosacral spine and discuss postural instability in the lumbosacral and thoracolumbar spine. Unlike the issues with the cervical spine, I find that the lumbosacral spine is a little bit more tricky to get people to understand what's going on. So I just pulled up a random search, or not random, but I looked up anterior pelvic tilt posture, and I went to the images, and so this is just a conglomerate of images of anterior pelvic tilt. Now, anterior pelvic tilt can be caused by two things. Number one, I hope, hold on. Yeah, I'm still on the call. Let me be. Thank you. All right. Anyway, so anterior pelvic tilt is caused by two things. And typically it is a weakness in the hamstring musculature bilaterally and an excessive tightness in the iliopsoas, which is a conjoined tendon, like or conjoined muscle, like a conjoined twin. The psoas major and minor come down with and conjoin with iliacus and attach into the lesser trochanter of the femur. And the femur is the big bone on your leg, from your hip to your knee, basically that bone is, what was I saying? It's attached to the front of the psoas musculature moves the femur into flexion. It can also move the femur from a flex beyond 90 degrees to extension. We don't want to get too much into that, but the bottom line is most people have a deficit in hip extension. Okay, hip extension, according to the American Orthopedic Association, is between 10 to 20 degrees. I find that most of the patients that I meet that have back problems are in the negatives, meaning that they have absolutely no hip extension at all, and their hips are stuck in a flexed posture. This leads to degeneration of the lumbosacral facet joints, inflammation of said facet joints, and can cause what we call radiculopathy or sciatica. It can have multiple levels. It's pretty terrible. So with my female patients and my female population in general, you're fighting a much more difficult battle, if you will, because you may have a lot of flexibility. However, the lack of testosterone, etc., can lead to difficulty in building muscle mass. And if you have very flexible muscles, specifically the hamstrings, the tensile strength in which they can stabilize the pelvis, which is attached to the lumbar spine, is usually impaired. So what we do here at Atlas Health and Wellness is we identify these issues before they become inflamed. And they can become inflamed from just regular everyday life, like grocery shopping, etc. But they can also be caused from exercise. And that's why I work out of the Powerhouse Gym here in Stuart, Florida, because I realized that a traditional physical therapy clinic is not sufficient to empower people to live their best life. Because let's face it, ankle weights ain't going to cut it. You weigh more than most ankle weights. And so we need to get those hamstring force production up to a level, that is comparable to what your upper torso weighs. You need to be able to stabilize your own body before you do squats. And, even people that are trainers, I meet them all the time. They have back pain and they just work through it because they're, mind over matter kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to destroy your back to get strong or get a nice butt. You just need to know what is going to allow you to lift heavier, what will allow you to squat without having increased stress on the joints. And it's as simple as getting an evaluation here at Atlas Health and Wellness. We look at the hip extension. We look at your hamstring strength in relationship to your quadricep strength. And among other things, there's many other things that we look at. But being that we're just talking about anterior pelvic tilt, which is a sagittal plane issue, let's see, just pick up some pictures here. Let's see. So again, the hip flexors attach into the front of the spine, like right where this, I don't know if you can see my pointer here, but in the front, and they come down and they attach down into the front here. And if they are too tight, they cause this anterior pelvic tilt, which is a bad thing. And what that does is it compresses the joints in the lumbar spine and can lead to inflammation and degeneration of said joints. Here is a non-pelvic tilt. Now, you can't have a posterior pelvic tilt. Posterior pelvic tilts, typically my old men, okay? They usually have really, really tight hamstrings, okay? And that causes the exact opposite, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Let's see what else we got here. All right, this is pretty extreme here. That's called sway. That is insanely, he's really trying to get that pelvic anterior pelvic tilt. And so let's see what else we got here. And there's all kinds of like gimmicks on how to fix this. Look, there's a scientific way to fix things, and then there's like, you know, the guru that doesn't have any evidence behind what they're selling. Like, oh, teeter hang-ups, hang upside down and it'll fix your back pain. Look, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. I'm not going to sell you something that's not that's like easy. What I'm going to find is probably large issues, and I'm going to teach you how to address these issues. It won't be easy for you to overcome, but I'll be there to support you mentally and psychologically while you go through this process of learning about how your body works. My name is Dr. David Hartwig. If you have questions, you can reach out to us at info@atlashealthandwellness.com or give us a call for your free wellness evaluation today at 954-932-8527. My name is Dr. Hartwig. I'm signing out.